Clark looking to shake free. Clark, step back three, is good!
She's the most talked about rookie in history, but not everyone's clapping.
Martin looking, here's Clark, she fires, and goes! She hit it!
Does Caitlin Clark's prestigious rise in the WNBA finally reveal the dark side of WNBA culture?
Her shooting is out of this world, and every other facet of her game is equally remarkable. People have been calling her the female Steph Curry.
Caitlin Clark exists beyond the status of a basketball athlete because she represents something extraordinary. Through both her outstanding playing at basketball and the enormous following which extends beyond sports, Clark has transformed women's basketball as we know it. Her exceptional combination of basketball prowess, self-assurance, and magnetic personality has led the media to dub her the Steph Curry of women's basketball.
Even during the 2024 NBA Finals, Caitlin Clark's news continued to make waves. As a basketball fan, it's impossible to ignore her. And after listening to her interviews, watching her games, and reading the articles,
Clark receives strong criticism from different groups despite her undeniable basketball capabilities and extensive WNBA exposure. Critics challenge the excessive media attention directed at Clark, which they believe hinders the visibility of other players, especially black women who traditionally support the league. Caitlin Clark experienced an extraordinary rise from her role as an Iowa Hawkeyes sensation to her place as a professional WNBA player. Her historic performance at Iowa University led her to 2 NCAA Division I women's basketball scoring records with 3,951 points, 1,144 assists, and 548 three-point shots.
From that perspective, the WNBA should be immensely grateful. They might finally have the opportunity to rise from the shadows and into the spotlight.
The WNBA received an instant transformation after Clark joined the league. As a rookie for the Indiana Fever, she established new league records through her 769 points, 337 assists, and 122 three-pointers made. Her court appearance led to substantial league growth, as the Fever drew 320% more fans during her time, and her matches aired on 22 of 31 nationally televised games, thus demonstrating her role in advancing WNBA visibility.
Why is that? Why is the WNBA openly attacking their golden girl, the one player who has a real chance of transforming their sport forever?
Clark expanded her impact throughout all areas of the sport beyond traditional basketball competition. The Fever built a new $78 million training facility because of Clark's popularity, which demonstrated their plan to make the most of her celebrity status. Through her popularity, the WNBA obtained a substantial $2 billion broadcast deal, which will start in 2026 to demonstrate increased investment in women's pro basketball. The rise of Caitlin Clark has forced the WNBA into a transformation that combines her unmatched individual achievement with a fresh chapter of discussion about the transition from collegiate to professional sports success. The media, along with basketball fans, celebrated Clark's move from college to professional basketball with great enthusiasm. Professional basketball players and analysts have criticized the extensive media attention directed toward Clark because they doubt its fairness. Former NBA champion McCall Thompson believes Jeep, or jealousy, envy, egos, and pettiness, explains why players treat Clark with hostility due to the challenges that come with sudden fame in competitive sports.
WNBA great George Gervin also stepped up to defend Caitlin Clark, and his words were just as impactful. Gervin didn't shy away from calling out the disrespect.
Professional athletes have shown worry regarding how the media centers its attention. Four-time All-Star Nafisa Collier noticed the unbalanced television exposure, where the Indiana Fever received more national airtime than the defending champion New York Liberty during broadcasts. The public reception of this admission received both positive positive and negative reactions. The recognition of her privilege by Clark has received different opinions from commentators who see it as a path toward more inclusivity, yet others view it as exposing problems with black athlete representation among the league's systems. Media representations of Clark have received intense examination from various viewers. The critics note that Clark's market value stems from her white skin and traditional good looks because these elements eclipse the accomplishments of players who reject these standards.
From day one, she didn't just meet those expectations, she obliterated them.
The WNBA forward has approached the negative feedback with a composed attitude. She demonstrates constant appreciation for league veterans and shows dedication to making positive contributions to WNBA development. Clark establishes herself as both an heir and defender of WNBA heritage by recognizing the achievements of black female athletes who paved the way for her success.
When Clark entered the WNBA, expectations were sky high, but no one could have predicted the storm she'd unleash.
The WNBA established itself as a foundation that upholds diversity and empowerment while promoting social activism from its beginning. The league serves as a promoter of different social causes, including racial justice and LGBTQ+ rights, through robust support for its participants, acting as fierce advocates for change. Through its dedication, the league promoted an exceptional culture that honors authentic self-expression while valuing hard work.
What is your thoughts on this whole Caitlin Clark thing and where women's basketball's at?
I actually love the attention that Caitlin has brought.
Nowadays, wide media coverage, in addition to elevated fan engagement, stems from Clark's enormous popularity in the league. Her games attract the largest attendance records, while her merchandise business continues to surge. The increased media attention has introduced critical evaluations to the sport. Players, together with analysts, doubt if the excessive attention Clark receives properly reflects her contribution to the league in comparison to what veteran players have consistently done to support it throughout the years.
The excitement surrounding the WNBA has reached new heights thanks to Caitlin's play and popularity.
The rise of discussions about both race-related issues and privilege issues has occurred. Jamel Hill and Aja Wilson, among other commentators, have identified racial factors influencing sport recognition because black female athletes delivered major contributions yet received unequal recognition throughout history. Clark has openly recognized this difference between her mainstream exposure and the historical dedication of league originators and trailblazers.
She put women's basketball on the international map. She shot jump shots from the logo.
The WNBA needs to achieve a careful equilibrium when integrating Clark, since she represents a high-profile player. The league must maximize the commercial potential of its popular players while maintaining the fundamental principles of its organization. Open dialogue promotions, along with inclusive practices and equal recognition programs, must be established to include all players, seen or unseen by the media.
His words hit hard, putting those critics right in their place. What Barry had to say is something every Caitlin Clark doubter needs to hear.
It's essential to handle the current WNBA transition with care, as the league benefits from the positive spotlight generated by Caitlin Clark's presence. The WNBA should unite modern innovations with its original values to maintain growth and preserve its authentic character.
He's not your average right there. He's not your average bear. Man, look at this. He's not your average bear. This is beautiful watching it. It is, man. Are you kidding me? Come on, man.
Clark publicly acknowledges the fundamental role played by black female athletes in WNBA history. When speaking with Time magazine, she acknowledged that as a white person, she benefits from privilege, yet she wants to claim ownership of everything she's achieved. Players who achieve success in the league mostly belong to the black community. The league exists mainly because of its black players. She underlined the need to promote black women athletes in the sport because better recognition and financial investment will drive league development.
To understand why WNBA players are attacking Caitlin Clark, we must first understand the WNBA's unique culture.
Clark showed her disappointment when her name became associated with racist and misogynistic propaganda. She stated that her name should not serve to advance those particular agendas. It's disappointing. It's not acceptable. Every WNBA player deserves equal respect, according to Clark, who views such behavior as detrimental to the league community.
I'm sorry, but if she really just wants the spotlight to be on the deserving black players who surround her and on whose backs this league was built, then you shouldn't have taken the honor. Then you should have said, make the WNBA.
Clark has defended her viewpoint even after commentator Megyn Kelly called her remarks fake about white privilege. She expressed her deep love for the WNBA and its players from her early youth days. Maya Moore served as the basketball player I admired the most. I fully understand what this league represents since many astonishing black women have participated throughout its history, and I will always strive to uplift them.
His words hit hard, putting those critics right in their place. What Barry had to say is something every Caitlin Clark doubter needs to hear.
As her fame grows, Caitlin Clark actively supports the WNBA heritage while defending diversity and resolving disputes with integrity. Through her responsible use of the platform, she demonstrates dedication to building league unity along with respect among all members.
He's not your average bear. And the thing about it, his money rack is the last rack, so he'll be warmed up by then. He's not your average bear. He gets better as it goes on.
The fast rise of Caitlin Clark in the WNBA has brought more attention to the league as it's exposed ongoing cultural issues within the sport. The mainstream attention she's received presents both advantages and produces debates regarding whether established athletes should join a league that maintains a unique historical legacy.
By the end of her first season, one thing was crystal clear: a monster had arrived.
From its founding, the WNBA has maintained its role as an organization that supports diversity and empowerment while being dedicated to social activism. As a league, the WNBA leads advocacy for racial justice and LGBTQ+ rights, along with numerous of its own members being outspoken champions of change. Through its dedication, the league has built a distinctive atmosphere that embraces realness and fighting spirit.
He didn't take the extra dribble. If he took the extra dribble, the defender might have caught him. That was a beautiful ball pickup.
And right back, Damian Lillard. He wanted a foul call, and Lillard knocks it down.
Mainstream attention has entered the league because of Clark's popularity, but this wave of publicity introduced new elements to the WNBA. Although commercial growth brings more viewers and partnerships, the league received criticism from its stakeholders about the possible deterioration of its core principles.
You women out there, y'all petty, man. Hey, LeBron, you're 100% right on these girls hating on Caitlin Clark.
Clark's overwhelming fan base has generated unprecedented news coverage throughout the league's media outlets and activation of widespread fan interest. Her games attract unprecedented viewing numbers, and her product lines have seen tremendous growth. The increased attention has simultaneously brought about increased examination. Several analysts, along with players, argue that the extent of media attention directed at Clark does not match her league contributions compared to what veteran players achieved through years of dedicated promotion. What happens when the brightest spotlight lands on just one player in a league built on collective grit and legacy? Caitlin Clark's rise is more than just a headline. It's a cultural turning point for the WNBA. And whether you see it as a clash, a conversation, or a catalyst for change, one thing's for sure: the game will never be the same. So, what do you think? Is this the start of a new era or just growing pains for the league? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, share it with your basketball crew, and hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the game you love.